Thank you very much. It's a joy to talk face to face after 2 years of Zoom. Your church invited me 2 years ago, May 2020, to do a Zoom. And the topic was aging mindfully. I like to give talks for various reasons, but one of the most important reasons is, as a doctor, I am very eager to simplify my facts, to make sure as many people understand what we are saying. We want to take away the medical jargon. Sometimes medical doctors talk to each other. It's all medical jargon. Heart attack, they call acute myocardial infarction. And then stroke, they say transient ischemic attack, TIA, or cerebral hemorrhage. Actually, bleeding in the brain, not cerebral hemorrhage. So I want to cut out all the medical jargon and make you understand as much as possible this topic of dementia and how you can handle it well. And if you detect early signs of dementia, how do you go about make sure it's reversible? The problem only starts when it's irreversible. And then it's a downward spiral. Just now I listened to the song. Such a lovely song. Is the title called Sometimes? Is the title of the song called Sometimes? Yeah. That phrase, it hurts when I see your struggle on your face as you deal with the demons in your head. The demons in your head. Dementia is about the demons in the head. What happened to the brain when you are demented? Can we reverse the process or can we not reverse the process? So before we go to talk about dementia, we need to talk about the brain, because that's where it all begins, the brain. I bring my right brain here. I have a right brain here. The brain is only 3 pounds, 1.4 kilogram. If you have a body weight of 50, 60, 70 kilogram, the brain is only a small percentage of your weight. Yet, this brain uses 25% of your energy consumption. 500 calories a day is used by your brain, assuming you take 2,500 calories. So please respect the brain. A small, tiny organ, yet consumes 25% of the energy. And I will share with you very simple facts about the brain. First, the brain controls the body. The brain controls the body and is interrelated. The body also affects the brain. Let me give you an example. If you are depressed, you can't eat, you don't feel like eating, your stomach is distended. If you are anxious, you don't feel like eating. No wonder they call the stomach the second brain. You go home, you Google, YouTube, second brain. Boom, stomach come out. Your stomach is your second brain, and you only have one stomach and one brain. So your brain affects your stomach also affects your brain. When you're happy, you feel like eating more. And when you eat more, you feel good. Comfort eating, some people when they're down, they eat a lot. The food make them feel good. See how the body affects the brain. The brain also affects the body. Then you look at the next structure, the mind. Where is the mind? Nobody knows where's the mind. We know the brain, we can see the brain, but we cannot see the mind. Yet we know the mind is so important. The mind is about willingness to do things. The mind is about motivation. And yet we don't know where's the mind. And then the next thing we know is there is also the soul. Where is the soul? The Bible says the soul is in the body. So the soul is again another very abstract concept. And what about the spirit? The spirit is yet another very abstract concept. But we know if the Holy Spirit is in our presence, we can feel it. If your life is spirit-filled, you can feel it. Because your life flows. Everything seems to be working very well. And when your life doesn't flow, you know God is testing you. You're allowing God a chance to help you. If you are perfect all the time, there's no way God can show His ability to help you. And that's a spirit. So remember, the mind also affects the brain. The brain also affects the mind. Okay? We'll come to that later. Simple, 3 layers of the brain. A, B, C. It took a medical student 5 years to learn the brain. It takes you 5 minutes to learn the brain. And that's my joy. I like to simplify medical facts. So A, B, C. So what is A? But don't forget the memory store. Jargon is hippocampus, a mouthful. Simple language is memory store, your memory bank. We all carry a memory bank in the middle of our head, in the middle of our brain. What we store there is very important. A lot of people, when they were traumatized as a child, store a lot of traumatic memories in the memory store. And the memory store with a lot of traumatic memories affect their life. They cannot feel happy. They are emotionally insecure. They don't feel good about themselves. They have low self-esteem. They worry 24/7. They cannot be happy. Their happiness depends on external events. They don't have internal joy. Why? Because in the memory store, a lot of unhappy memories. And we psychiatrists or counselors, some of you are counselors, we try to help them come to terms with the past. See the power of the memory store? But today we're talking about aging. We're talking about dementia. Dementia is about long-term memory loss. And sometimes even short-term memory loss. So when we talk about dementia, the hippocampus or the memory store is an important organ to bear in mind. Okay, now what is A? A is the limbic system. You all don't have to take down notes. You just Google or you just send me an email, angyongguan@gmail.com. My name, Ang Yong Guan. I will send you all the slides to you. In PDF format, so you can enjoy the talk. I don't want to be stressing you. Then you lose some hippocampus cell. Just relax, relax. Saturday afternoon, supposed to relax. Okay, remember A. Why is it A? Why is it A? Because the 5 senses come to A first. So ladies and gentlemen, I want you to raise your right fist. Or raise your right fist. This right fist is your limbic system. Bring it near to your right ear. This is the middle of your brain. And this right fist is the limbic system. Your right forearm is your spinal cord, leading to the rest of your body. Okay? And that is your limbic system. Now, what is B? B is the prefrontal cortex. It's the front part of your cortex. What is the cortex? The entire yellow structure there is a cortex. It's your top brain. So now I want you all to raise your right fist, put near your ear. Raise your left. Open up your palm. This is your cerebral cortex. In Chinese, 大脑. Limbic system, 中脑. Ta now. Now you bring your ta now to connect with your zhong now. The cerebral cortex connect with your limbic. The finger in the front is a prefrontal cortex. Prefrontal cortex. That's a prefrontal cortex. If you are connected, you will not be demented. You are demented only when you are disconnected. Very easy. So you can go home now. Make sure you stay connected. If you stay connected, the lecture is over. So my job is to help you stay connected. What can help you stay connected? When people are disconnected, many problems happen. Anxiety, depression, mood swing, OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, attention deficit disorder when it's disconnected. Paranoia, paranoid disorder, schizophrenia when it's disconnected. When it's connected, no problem. Okay? So let's stay connected, at least for the next 1 hour. Okay. These are the 5 PFC executive functions. You plan, you organize, you prioritize, you control your impulse, you think of consequences. These are the 5 things mature people do. These are the 5 things secure people do. Because it's connected. Your cerebral cortex is connected to your limbic system. Very clear, huh? Very clear. If you are not clear, I don't know what to do now. Okay. Now, the C is the brainstem. The brainstem, very simple. Eating, sleeping, and breathing. And when we talk about the brain, we talk about self-care. Make sure we sleep well. Make sure we eat properly. And make sure we breathe. If you don't breathe, you are finished. How to breathe properly? Exercise. When you exercise, you're breathing. Choi Mei is at the back. Choi Mei is in my running team. We run and jog every Sunday. But now, as we age, we walk. We walk more than we jog. Sometimes we don't walk. We just go to Mailing Street to eat. We skip the walking, we skip the running, but we eat. And breathing is very important. Just remember, very basic thing, 3 things, 3 layers of the brain. Okay, next is whatever is picked up by A is sent to B. It's sent to B for processing. Sent to the prefrontal cortex for processing. And then it is transformed into behavior or stored in your memory store. You know, our Creator is fantastic, you know. Our Creator put the memory store in the middle of the brain. Why our Creator don't want to put the memory store in the cerebral cortex? Because our Creator wants you to process first before you store. Otherwise, you anyhow store. Everything you take or store. Everything you take, store. No. Our Creator, God says, process first before you send back to the memory store for storage. So the beauty of creation. People don't believe in creation. People don't believe in God. This is God's creation. Right? And then behavior. And this is the ABM circuit. A goes to B and goes to M. And if you are ABM, you are connected, you will not get dementia. You will not have mental health problem. Our job is to stay connected and make sure it's connected every day. Every morning I wake up, I check, make sure it's connected. If it's disconnected, I want to know why it's disconnected. What can I do to make it connected again? Can use super glue. Can I know what brand you use? Look at the disconnected brain. You look at the behavior. The behavior is topsy-turvy, upside down. Oh, behavior upside down. Huh? Now, what can happen when you're disconnected? Number one, you cannot pay attention. Because whatever comes to A is not processed by B. You cannot pay attention. If you are looking at me now, your cerebral cortex, B, your B is thinking of dinner, you're not paying attention, You're not concentrating, So please stay connected for the next 1 hour. Okay? Then if you don't pay attention, you cannot perceive properly. The 5 senses come to A but not processed by B. And look at B. B cannot understand or cannot think clearly. And then B goes into, I call or. You look at the or. It goes into ruminative thoughts. You keep thinking about the same thing. You worry about the same thing 24/7. Some of my patients are chronic worriers, not warriors, worriers. 24/7, they cannot stop worrying. They worry non-stop until they cannot sleep. And this is the reason, because of disconnection. I have to help them slowly glue back with super glue. Glue back with super glue. And then what happened next? They cannot remember. If it's disconnected, you cannot remember. It's not processed by B. And you cannot speak clearly. In order to speak clearly, you have to understand what the fellow is saying, what the person is saying. Process it and you reply. You reply properly. And the next thing is, you cannot move properly because your cerebral cortex control your movement. You have difficult movement. And finally, you can't socialize. When it's disconnected, you cannot socialize. Now you know the importance of connection. When you disconnect, 7 things happen. 7 things happen when you are disconnected. And that's the beginning of problem. Okay, now we focus on aging. You notice aging can be spelled with an E or without an E. It's called interchangeable. You suka, you put an E. Tak suka, you take out the E. It doesn't matter. There are 3 books I want to introduce to you. This is Joyce Mayer's book, written last year. How to Age Without Getting Old. A very good book. Do you know that she has written 100 over books, translated into many languages? And do you know that she hardly has any proper education? She started at 42 to start the Joyce Meyer ministry. At 50, first appearance on television. Guess how old she is now? 87 years old. And still going strong. From 36 overseas commitment a year, now reduced to 12, 1/3. But she's still doing it. This is another very good book by Timothy Jennings. Who is Timothy Jennings? He is an American psychiatrist. And he runs a ministry called Come and Reason with Me ministry. He will reason with you until you believe in God. If you don't believe in God, he will continue to reason with you. I like this man a lot. Firstly, he's a psychiatrist, my profession. And secondly, he's a believer. He wrote 2 very good books, The God-Shaped Brain and The God-Shaped Heart. If you have a chance, take a look at the book. This is another good book, Aging Well. George Wayland runs the Harvard Study of Adult Development. From 1930 onwards, they trace adult graduates, Harvard graduates, every 5 years. They interview Harvard graduates. And all the way till 260 over graduates survive until their good old age. And then he divides them into 2 groups, those who are very successful versus those who are not successful. And he wanted to find out those who are successful, what makes them successful. Okay? And this graceful aging scale comes from that book. There are 15 questions. I want all of you, if the statement applies to you, give 1 mark. If the statement doesn't apply to you, don't give any mark. If you score all 15, you can leave the room now. Optimal aging. Okay, the first question, are you able to accept your past? You silently give yourself 1 mark. Do you take pride in your past accomplishments? Again, give yourself 1 mark. Okay? Do you have trust and hope in life? If you feel hopeless every morning, you should give yourself 0. Do you have independence and do you take initiative? In other words, you invite friends out. Not every time friends invite you out. You take initiative. Do you enjoy life? Okay? Do you care about people? Do you feel that you are useful to others? Many people feel they are useless, they're good for nothing. Then they don't score. Are you open to new ideas? Is your mind open to new ideas? Do you have a sense of humor? Very important. Okay? Do you have capacity for joy and play? Okay? Do you accept the indignities of old life or old age? That means if you have cataract, you don't mind telling people you have cataract. If you're a bit slow, it's okay. If you have white hair like me, no hair, it's okay. You accept it. You don't go and say, alamak, every day, no hair. You become depressed. Oh, you take good care of yourself. When you are ill, you're very cooperative and not demanding. Some people are very demanding. I saw a patient from overseas came to me and said, I visited my mother in a nursing home. The first thing, when I walked in, my mother was complaining about the nurses, complaining about the food, complaining about everything. My mother is 85 years old, no change in her personality, full of complaint. I talked to the doctor also say, your mother full of complaint. Not about medical problem, about the place, the food, the people. So personality, very hard to change. Okay? So when the patient mother was ill, very uncooperative, very demanding, the doctor would tell the nurse, F-O-N, full of nonsense. F-O-N, full of nonsense. Yeah. Maintains relationship with surviving old friends. As you grow older, fewer and fewer friends, right? So whoever is left, you better take the initiative to contact them. Then you make new friends. Please, the older you are, the friends you make must be younger. The younger, the better. Now, you take a mental score. If you have 13 to 15 optimal aging, you do not need to attend the talk. 10 to 12, you are adjusting. Oh, one of them leaving already. If you are 0 to 3, you better come to the front. 4 to 6 is so-so. Okay. I have 40 minutes before tea break. Now I have 15 minutes left only. After tea break, I have another 30 minutes. But don't worry, let's enjoy. I'm available until 5 o'clock. Okay, so what's the difference? If you're forgetful and your brain A and B still connected, it's not dementia. Dementia is when you are disconnected. Okay? When you slow down, it's not dementia. It is just slowing down of old age. If you are hesitant in your speech, you forget 1 or 2 words, it's fine. But if you are hesitant and you forget a lot of times, then go and see a doctor. Okay? Okay? Transient confusion. Once in a while you are confused because your mind is preoccupied and you haven't slept well the night before. That's fine. But every day you wake up confused. Then you better call the relevant people. Occasional changes in mood. Well, we get moody from time to time. That's fine. You can't be happy forever. I always say our Creator make the 5 finger a different length. Got tall, got short, got fat, got thin. If sometime you're down, please, you'll become better 1 or 2 days' time. God never give you 5 thumbs. God give you long, short, fat, thin. So once in a while, changes in mood, okay. But if every day you wake up bin chow chow, BCC, then something is wrong because your brain is not not working. How can every day be BCC? BCC is bin chow chow. Sure, someday must be happy. Every day bin chow chow. That means your brain is not functioning. There you are, the 5 executive functions. Once in a while, you can't plan well, organize well, because you didn't sleep well the night before, or you're preoccupied with problems. Then it is not dementia. But if you cannot plan, cannot organize, you cannot prioritize, you cannot control your impulse, and you cannot think of the consequences of your action, anyhow invest, anyhow invest, anyhow fall into victims of scam. Now it's frightening, scam, wow. Then you are not well, okay? Indecision. All of us have indecision from time to time. Buy this or buy that, buy this or buy that. This one cheaper, this one better, this one, that's normal. But every day you're indecisive. You have to seek help. Okay, optimal aging. What is optimal aging? What is the best aging? Best aging is you connect your A and B, and your body and mind, your body and your brain works very well. Okay? And the 4 legs of a chair. Let me introduce the 4 legs of a chair. Biologically, physically, you are okay, no problem. Psychologically, mentally, no problem. Socially, no problem. Spiritually, no problem. That's what we call wellness, quality of life. Where did these 4 legs come from? The Bible. Luke chapter 2, verse 52, 252. Jesus grew in wisdom and stature and in favor with God and man. God is his Father up in heaven. And with man. That's why God sent him for 33 years to come to earth, to mix with man, to feel what man is feeling, to see how men suffer. So Jesus grew in stature, wisdom. Stature is physically, wisdom is mentally, in favor with God spiritually, in favor with man socially. So WHO copy the Bible. WHO define health as not just the absence of physical symptoms. Health includes mental health, social health, and spiritual health, not just physical health. So taking care of the brain, there you are. Make sure your A and B are connected. Very simple, straightforward. And make sure you store the right things in your memory store, M. Don't hoarding. Don't keep all those unwanted material, negative material. It will bring your brain down. Then the basic functioning of the brain: eating, sleeping, and breathing. We'll elaborate a bit later when we talk about sleeping, eating, and breathing. 4 factors in aging. There are 4 factors. First factor is what we cannot prevent: chronological age. We cannot stop aging. The aging process just marches on, right? And there's a genetic element there. If your parents grew all the way to their late 80s and early 90s, chances are you will have longevity because there's a genetic component there. And we know for early dementia, if you are demented before 65, chances are it's a genetic problem. Most non-genetic dementia is after 65 years old. Early onset dementia, there's a large component of genes. This is something new. Show of hand, how many of you know what is a telomere? Raise your hand. 1, 2. Only 2% out of 100 know what is telomere. Telomere is the end of your chromosome. Look at the red cap. It's at the end of your chromosome. They protect your chromosome. The longer your telomere, the longer you're going to live. So let's strengthen our telomeres. Okay? Then oxidative stress. What is oxidative stress? Basically, it is free radicals. You hear about free radicals, right? If the free radicals in your body exceed your antioxidant, free radicals are oxidant. It's like oxidant damage DNA and cells. Life is interesting. We all need oxygen. Yet too much oxygen combined with molecules in your body, cells in your body, and turn into oxidants. And oxidants are free radicals. Oxidants damage your body. So how to control it? We take antioxidant. Green tea is antioxidant. I bring a packet of green tea here to show you what is green tea. If you don't know what is green tea, green tea, 绿茶, 绿茶. Example of green tea, don't see the brand, NTUC brand. Green tea is an example of antioxidant. Vitamin C is another example. You take antioxidant, it mops up the free radical. It neutralizes the free radical. You get the idea now? If you have too much free radical but too little antioxidant, you will have oxidative stress. Too much free radical but not enough antioxidant to eat up the free radical. So, solution is very simple. Have a lot of antioxidant, but you cannot be eating antioxidant all the time. You need to have natural antioxidant. Where does it come from? Make sure you sleep 7 to 9 hours a day. Make sure you eat proper and the right food. And make sure you exercise regularly. This will give you enough antioxidant in your body to combat the free radicals. Okay. The next one is glycation. Glycation is sugar will bind to the DNA and proteins in your body and form AGE. AGE is advanced glycation end product. It's a mouthful, but just remember AGE. AGE destroys your cells. So we don't want too many AGEs. AGEs destroy your cell. That's why don't take too much sugar. Sugar is bad for your body. So now you find manufacturers, less sugar, less sugar. That day I bought 100 plus, no sugar. No sugar. Even Coca-Cola also got no sugar now. Because sugar, too much, is not good for your body. There you are, chromosome. Chromosome, the telomere is at the end of the chromosome, like your shoelace. Your shoelace at the cap, at the end is a metal cap. The metal cap is called a telomere. The telomere protects your chromosome. And your telomere length decreases as you age. And our job, therefore, is to protect our telomeres. Again, how to protect our telomeres? Sleep enough, eat properly, exercise regularly. Okay? Back to the three things, eating, sleeping, and breathing. You see how clever how great our Lord is? The basic functioning is eating, sleeping, and breathing. The brain stem, third layer of the brain. Okay? Now, factors affecting the length of telomere. These things shorten the telomere. Chronic stress, unresolved conflict, sedentary lifestyle, a diet devoid of fruits and vegetables. I have a friend, always avoid vegetables. I think his telomere very short. He doesn't like it. But hopefully, I think he better learn how to deal with stress. If he can cope well with stress, avoid vegetables, still okay. Look at unresolved conflict. Please don't go to sleep with conflicts in your head. You know what is conflict or not? Conflict is anything pulling you apart. A or B, A or B, A or B. And you cannot resolve. You go to bed thinking of A or B, A or B, A or B. You can't sleep. You can't sleep, right? What happened? Telomere shorten. Free radical go rampant in your body. You are asking for trouble. So what do? Put your conflict in a container. Go and buy a plastic container, transparent one. Write your conflict on a piece of paper. Make it into a lump and put into the container and park aside. Tomorrow morning, then I worry. Tonight, I'm not going to worry. I worry tomorrow 8 a.m. I wake up, I worry. Between now and 8 a.m., I will have good sleep. That is the meaning of resolving conflict. Okay? How to lengthen your telomere? Physical activity. Eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. Resolve your conflict. Please don't go to bed with resentment and hostility. And stress management. Now, we know the body. Now we talk about the mind. 2 years ago, I came, or rather I was on Zoom talking about aging mindfully. And I have a little booklet. Please, if you want this booklet and you want the slides, you indicate to me. I'll send the booklet and the slides to you. How to age or how to live mindfully. And you look at the title of the booklet, is Do, Learn, Grow. That is the motto of my life. I want to do well in life, I want to learn, I want to grow. The triangle, I want to do well, I want to learn, I want to grow. The learning and growing is behind the scene. My doing is visible for all of you to see. The amount of effort I put in to make the slides, the learning and the growing, is behind the scene. But what you are seeing is the end product of my learning and growing. In the process of preparing the talk, I learned a lot. Learn how to simplify complicated medical knowledge. Now at least you know what is oxidative stress. In simple language, imbalance between free radical and antioxidant. Okay? Now you know telomeres. And you know our job is to strengthen the telomeres and not to shorten it. Okay.